Hi, this is Poster Girl. Welcome to Band Wives, a show about the wives, lovers, and significant others and the musicians they love, hate, and tolerate. But mostly, it's about their lives, interests, and passions. This is the stage for those of us off stage, the biggest fans, the ones always there in the background. Now, I am here today with Jade Saltz, who, interestingly, has a new last name as of the last few months, which is, I already had her on my list anyway to talk to, but now that she's officially a band wife, we're going to get to hear a little bit about her passions and her interests today. Jade is married to Andrew Saltz, who is really an all-around musician himself. He's a great singer. He's a writer. He's a great performer. He really is a lot of fun to watch. Very, very spontaneous with what he does. And so let's just jump right in here, Miss Jade. Why don't you tell us a little bit about, first of all, how you and Andrew met, how you became a band wife.
Okay, so coincidentally, we met at the Vintage Dog.
Okay.
So that's my parents' bar that they own.
In Boiling Springs.
And they were doing the open mics on Mondays.
Yeah.
And one of his friends told him that he should come down and just check out the dog and see what the open mic was about. And I was working every Monday that time. So he walked in and I was like, oh, well, who is that?
Yeah.
But then he started playing his keyboard and started singing, and it was just awesome. He's very talented.
He is a very talented guy. So were you hooked from that point on, or did he have to do a little bit of pursuing?
Pretty much. I mean, we kind of started off as friends. He would come pretty much every Monday, and I got to the point where I was really looking forward to going to work because I get to see him and talk to him. Incentive. Yeah. And then one day he told me that he had a show, and I didn't tell him, but I just surprised him at a show. Cool. I think it was in Hickory. Mm-hmm. And I had gotten off work, and then I just decided to drive up there and surprise him. So I guess that's like technically when we were like, okay, yeah, we should definitely be together.
Be more than friends.
Yeah.
We made that transition.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool. Okay. So, I mean, and Andrew has, he does solo stuff. He has a couple bands. He's moved in and out. And actually, Chris and I met him or came to know him through music, of course. And then he has the Cherokee heritage, like Chris does too, and really does embrace that culture, which is
it's awesome.
Yeah. You guys got married up there, didn't you?
We did.
Yeah. Just a couple of months ago.
It was October 8th because we love like the fall weather and everything up there, and then it was like peak leaf changing season, so it was very beautiful. But we got married up there by the river, and then we had the reception at Gordon Ramsay's place that he has up there, so that was really fun.
Oh, I bet it was fun. So did you, because I saw some of the pictures they were lovely. It was all outside. The ceremony itself was outside. Ceremony. Okay.
And we had his friend Brenda Bishop. She's certified with I forget what it's called, but like the marriage.
Right. She's she can
ordained.
Yes, thank you. That's it.
That word.
Ordained.
That big word. But we had her do it because she's part of the Native American.
Is she part of the tribe there in Cherokee, or?
She's actually from a different one. Okay. Somewhere in South Carolina.
Okay.
But we had her do it because she has this little, it's her house, but it's like this little retreat kind of thing that she does. It's called Land of Two Sands. And you can go up there, and she does like bear feasts and sweat lodges and stuff. So it's really neat.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever done a sweat lodge?
I have not. I know Andrew has a couple of times. but we're planning to go up there soon and do that. But we've been up there, but it was more to just like hang out with her, and I painted, and then he did a sweat. So
okay, all right. So what did you paint when you were there?
Oh gosh, she does like painting classes.
She does.
She is a busy person. She's always doing something. She also makes like the native drums and turtle rattles and stuff. But we just did like watercolor paintings.
Okay. Had you ever painted before, or was this sort of a new thing you got into when you went to visit her?
I had painted badly before. But she kind of gave me some like tips and tricks, so that was pretty fun.
Oh yeah, that was kind of nice. But you know, there's no bad in
there's
art.
No right or wrong. It's
that's
just
right.
Art.
I mean, I can't do that either. That's definitely not my one of my talents. My fingers and my hands and my brain don't quite work that way. But I'm always in awe of people who just who say, you know what, I'm just going to try it. I'm just going to see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we're going to kind of keep on Andrew just for a few minutes and what, you know, how you see him. What do you think? What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite song that he performs or plays or wrote or anything?
Gosh, I have several.
Okay, that's okay. Tell me about them.
So he wrote this one called Late Night Karaoke, and it's with his band Jam.
Okay.
And it's about me and about how we met and we kind of like changed each other's lives for the better, and we made each other like happier than we were in our like past relationships or our past. So that one it holds really special place in my heart, and it has like a lot of influence from the music that you hear on like Stranger Things. It kind of takes you back to like the 80s. Yeah. So it's really nice.
Way before you guys were born.
Yes, but that doesn't mean you get to sleep on that music. You still have to appreciate it.
Yes, you do. You do.
And then he has this new song that he's doing with his band that I think it has a really important message that you can take from it. Okay. It's called Lights Out, and it can be interpreted as a breakup song, but really it's like any kind of loss and maybe not coping so well with that loss or the way that you should. But it also kind of pays tribute to the missing Native American women, because there's like thousands that go missing every year, and it just seems to get really overlooked and not as much attention given to it as it should be. But
exactly right.
That song kind of like pays homage and like highlights.
Awesome. I've seen him talking about it, and I've been following it and watching it, so I'm anxious to hear about that.
Super excited about it. They've worked really, really hard on it. Lots of recording and editing.
There is. That's the thing about, I mean, so you have the little musician side of it, but you also have this writer side. Because Chris I've always classified him more as a songwriter and like producer guy. He performs because that's easy to do around here. But yeah, it is the amount of thinking and I say tweaking, but that's kind of a, I think, downplays what's really happening. Yeah. And seeing, okay, what does it sound like if you do it this way? How does it change the emotion if you add, you know, I mean, I never think about if you do the drum roll here, or if you do, you know,
or if you switch this to a major.
Exactly.
How it changes the whole song.
It does. It does. And
but I think that's the part that he enjoys the most, and like the fun part of it is he can kind of change and manipulate things to how he wants them to be and make it sound a little bit different than maybe you're just ordinary.
Yeah. Giving it that special thing. So what's your favorite part of watching him perform?
I love how when he's up there, he's not only a big inspiration for me, but I can tell that he's a big inspiration for other people, and just the amount of passion that he puts into his shows and the work and the blood, sweat, and tears that it takes to put a production like that together and play in front of people. Like, I could not. I have stage fright. It is really, really bad. But
you don't seem like you have stage fright. We're talking here real nicely.
It's just me and you, though.
True. I know.
I'm not singing it for you.
That's right.
But I guess if you have the talent to back it up, then it's easier. But he definitely does. But the amount of work that he puts into it, and then you can just tell it's something that he really enjoys doing and loves to do. And that reflects on the other people, because then they come and they love to watch him perform and love to listen to him. So
he's a good performer. What's your least favorite part? And it's okay, you can say, because I'll tell you
not so much with like the performing, but probably like when you're at a venue that's really far away and like performing is exhausting. So
it's tiring.
He has to get up there and he has to do all the songs and play, and then it's like, well, dang, now we have to pack all of this up and then drive home.
Exactly.
So a lot of the time I drive home.
Do you? Oh, you're really nice. I'm not that nice.
I try my best to help him have like a stress-free experience before, and just like help him load up and unload everything, and then he does the hard part, the performing and the playing, and then I help him load everything back up, and then we get the rest of the night to do whatever we want. So
well, that's you. That is nice. I know there's those little being able to do what you love, but yet you gotta get there. You gotta do the hard work there. So so let me just switch it around. We're gonna talk a little bit about you now. This is supposed to be more about you. So I want to. When people think of you, what would you like for people to think of when they think of you? When you say Jade, and I'm gonna say Jade Saltz, but she's a person, and she has heart, and she has thoughts, and she has desires and emotions and things. So what would you like for people to think of?
I would like for people to think that I'm a very kind, hardworking person. Like I have my own business. I freelance, write a little bit. I of course help Andrew with his shows and everything. And then I also work at Barnes and Noble, so I'm trying to stay busy, and I'm constantly doing things, and I'm dabbling in guitar a little bit. It's just...
Oh, are you? Oh, cool.
It's something that I'm doing on the side, because my grandpa, he was a very, very awesome musician. He did a lot of amazing things.
And I will say Jade's grandfather was Buster Kendrick. Which unfortunately you guys lost him.
But it's been hard, but I've taught myself everything that I know thus far.
Well, good.
On guitar.
So see, you do have a little musicality going on up there.
A little bit, but being with Andrew has definitely helped me.
Oh,
and I'm so thankful that even though it was for a short period of time, they got to meet, and Buster got to hear Andrew play, and Andrew got to hear him play, so... I can't even imagine what Andrew,
to be able to be a part of someone's life like that is pretty awesome.
He said he was a nervous wreck, and
I'll bet.
You do fine. Yeah. But he's definitely pointed me in the right direction and inspired me more to kind of dig deeper into that. And I find it very relaxing, and it's a good way to just feel closer to my grandpa, even though he's not here anymore. I can feel like I'm still doing something with him.
Yeah. Got him sitting on your shoulder just a little bit.
Yeah, and I know the rest of my family feels the same way because a lot of them are musicians, like my cousins, Casey and Kendra, and then there was another Casey, and then my uncle, and then my other cousin. They all had the band Steel Roots.
No, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that was
okay.
That was my family, and then you had Molly.
Yeah,
you might as well be.
So family. Is that on your grandfather's side?
Yeah,
you guys have the same grandfather.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I did not make that connection.
Yeah. So. But they definitely took inspiration from him.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. But,
okay. Well, you've mentioned, I'm going to ask you a little bit about your writing. You said you do some freelance writing. So tell me about that. What's your favorite thing to write? What do you prefer to do? And I know sometimes you have to write what you have to write because, you want to figure out how to make a living at it. But if you have your choices, what do you like to write?
Definitely like creative writing and stuff because I do a lot of reading too, and I like the fiction books and stuff and the thrillers kind of. But I definitely prefer to do creative writing, which I've gotten a couple of opportunities or gigs is what they're called on Fiverr to do like a creative short story for somebody or like a character analysis, stuff like that.
This is on Fiverr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like that freelance platform.
Like you kind of go on there and you say, I want someone who can do X, Y, Z.
Oh yeah, there's everything.
Yeah,
I bet there's musicians, songwriters. It's insane. But
so how would someone find you on Fiverr?
You can search my name. It's Jaden S. Writes on Fiverr. And I have more gigs than just the proofreading and editing, and then I do like Pinterest pins, so creative design and stuff like that. And then I do a little bit of transcription, but that's kind of it's a more difficult process.
Is it?
But
difficult because it's hard to get the file to do the transcription, or what they want you to transcribe is difficult. Can be,
It can be difficult. It just really depends on how much or how many minutes the file is, or if they need timestamps or something, and then definitely the audio quality of the files, because you'd be surprised how many times I have to message somebody and be like, "Do you have a different file, a clear file that you can send me?" Because I cannot.
I can't tell from the garble.
Yeah. But it's a very interesting thing to do, but since I've had it for about 5 months, and when I first started, of course, it was a little slower, but they start you off as a new seller, so now I'm a level 1 seller, so I'm definitely getting more business and stuff, so I stay pretty busy with that.
Very cool. But you get really excited if someone asks you to either create a character that would go into a thriller story, or to do a thriller type short story.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Definitely.
Yeah, because you guys like all the scary movies and stuff too,
yes,
don't you?
We're all about the horror movies. Definitely.
Yeah, they are fun. They are so. And what at Barnes and Noble?
Oh, yes. So
that just sort of runs right in with your writing and your books.
I was so happy. I wanted, I didn't necessarily have to have another job. I just decided to because I love reading and I love the coffee and cafe coziness of Barnes and Noble and how you can just go in there and shop for a book while sipping on your coffee, but it's just a really nice atmosphere. But I applied and I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm not going to get it, or oh, I am going to get it.
Right.
It
was just,
if it happens, it happens. Well, I got it. And I'm a barista right now, which is something that I've never done. I've bartended at the Dog before, but obviously beer and wine is different than like lattes and
cappuccinos.
Yes, it is. But I've learned so much since I started on Halloween. And I have...
Well, it was a scary day to start.
Yeah. Yeah. But I have learned an insane amount of things and how to make my own coffee, and just it's a very rewarding experience too, because I already have people coming up to me and they're like, I love when you make my drink because you make it so good. And I'm like, well, I just take the extra time and the extra like care to...
Well, my daughter always said, because she worked as a barista for a while too, and she always said it's like baristas are kind of side by side almost with bartenders sometimes. Everyone sort of has their own touch, and then people talk to the barista sometimes the way, you know, this one may talk to the bartender, so that there's a personal touch in a job like that. So, which sort of, since you're already kind of a creative person, it lets you put your stamp on it. So did you like coffee? Are you a coffee drinker?
I am. I'm a heavy Starbucks addict.
What's your favorite? Just regular, or do you do all different things?
I have to do like the sweeter drinks. So a caramel macchiato is probably like the most coffee drink that I could get. Yeah. But I also like the refreshers and stuff. So like the strawberry acai and the dragon drinks and stuff.
Good. Yeah, I like that too. They are good. They're very good. So outside, I always like to ask this question to the band wives. So outside of Andrew's music, what is your favorite kind of music?
Oh, Lord.
And you can tell him it's okay for you to like other music too. That's what I tell Chris all the time. And he knows. He didn't even ask me.
He's good about that. Like he'll show me this band and he'll be like, I really like them. And I'm like, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It's good to appreciate and get ideas from other inspirations, you know.
Yeah.
Gosh, but I listen to really anything under the sun. Maybe start with my least favorite.
Okay, yeah, tell me. That's a good one. I haven't ever asked that question.
Probably rap.
Rap is your least favorite. Okay.
But the rap these days, like not like the old school, like Tupac, Snoop Dogg, you know, those are the good ones.
Yeah.
But
just I'm kind of with you on that.
Rap these days is just crazy.
Yeah.
A little bit insane, not too up to my taste, but
music is very subjective. So what works for one person doesn't always work for the other person. For sure. So, so that's your least favorite. Yes. So move on. Yeah. So go on up. Sorry. What would you turn next?
Probably country.
Okay. Just flat out country.
Yeah. Like I like my grandpa's era of country and stuff, but like again, the country these days, I think it all sounds the same.
Yeah.
They're like similar, and they're all about like similar things, and there's just not as much creativity now as there was back then. There's not so much originality, so when you really do find that artist that doesn't sound like anybody else, it's kind of a blessing. And you're like, wow, exciting. They're really good. Well, one of my favorite bands is Death Cab for Cutie.
Okay, so tell me, I don't know, I'm not familiar with them.
So maybe like soft alternative rock, if that's a thing.
Okay. It's a thing if you say it.
I'm trying to think of a better word.
Say the name again.
Death Cab for Cutie.
Death Cab for Cutie.
Yeah, they're like
that one.
They're like a 90s alternative kind of vibe. Who else? Andrew's got me on Collective Soul. That's one of his really big inspirations.
Chris loves them too.
Oh yeah.
See, their music stuff. I told you, you guys kind of remind me of. He reminds me a little bit. Now his performance level is totally different than Chris's. I mean, they have very different energy like that, but just their passion.
Yeah.
That it just makes me think about Chris that age. So, but yes, Chris loves Collective Soul too.
We went to
you got to see them.
We did. We went to a concert. I think the one I bought tickets for was in South Carolina. But then literally the next day they were playing in the park area of Charlotte.
That's right. I remember you talking about that. So
and I had already bought tickets.
Yes.
But it was okay because
I
didn't really care for Better Than Ezra, but Tonic was also there, so that was awesome.
So was Tonic playing first?
Yeah, Tonic went first, and then Better Than Ezra, and then
All right. So do you have a favorite Collective Soul song?
I really like Adored because it reminds me of Andrew. Yeah. Because it's like I can say the sun burns much brighter today. I can see my path, though clouds darken my way, and I feel like he's that for me because he's, and that for other people because, again, if you listen to his music and you listen to his songs, like the thought process that goes into them and just the emotions in it, I feel like a lot of people can really relate to his music and his writing style.
Yeah. Very, very cool. Getting that surprise freebie was
2 days in a row. Yeah. You can't beat it.
No, you can't. And you take advantage of it. And take advantage of it while you can.
And I knew the songs better the second time.
That
was when I was a fairly new Collective Soul fan, so I was still trying to learn their stuff. But we went the next day, and I was a little bit more confident in their songs.
Very good. So.
And we got to be closer. There's a picture on my Instagram of
is it?
Somebody on stage is behind Ed Roland, and he's doing his little peace sign thing. You can't see me because I'm too short, but I was there.
But you were back there.
Standing beside Andrew, and you can see Andrew.
Okay. So we need to go to your Instagram page and find that. So we'll do that. We'll do that for sure. Tell me, what's your favorite thing to do on a rainy day?
Honestly, probably make candles.
Okay. I was hoping you'd get to the candle thing.
That is where all of that started. When COVID hit, especially, and you couldn't really go out and do anything, I was insanely bored out of my mind. And I was like, well, I have to find something that I can do. And I saw YouTube videos of people making candles, and I was like, okay, well, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
And I did, and I got all my scents and stuff, and I started making my own candles, and it's just a very relaxing, cozy process. It's not too stressful. You can go about it your own way. You can put your own little touch in it.
Do you have favorite scents or fragrances that you use?
So I'm a sucker for anything that is fall scented, so woods or pumpkin. Yeah. I try to stay away just for my brand with the sweeter kind of food.
Stay away from the florals and. So what is your brand?
It's Tiny Taurus Shoppe. So I try to stay with the more earthy and herbal scents because I also do the herbs and the crystals on top of my candles.
Oh, okay.
So I kind of want everything to tie in together. But of course for the holidays I try to do for fall I did pumpkin candles. And then I'm working on some candy cane and Christmas tree scented ones for Christmas.
And the pine.
So I will deviate from that for the holidays and stuff. But I mean, technically, if you want to get technical, peppermint and stuff like that is an herb. So
it is. It is.
It works with my brand.
Yeah. But, so where do we find Tiny Taurus candles?
So I do a lot of vendor events. So if there's anything going on in Shelby, a small business Saturday or something, I try to be there. I'm working on a website right now. It's just giving me a little bit of problems.
Yeah, setting a website's not easy.
Yeah. So I'm working on that, but right now you can find me on Facebook. It's just Tiny Taurus Shoppe, and then shop is spelled SHOPPE.
Okay.
Just for a little.
And there's a link, because I saw it on your Facebook page or something. I always look when I'm trying to prepare and to get to know people a little bit better before we talk. So I think there's like, if you click on it, it goes to your page.
Yes. Yeah. So you can find me on Facebook. I have an Instagram.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure my Facebook's linked to my Instagram too. Yeah, so you can just click from that one to the other. But I also am trying to set up shop on Facebook, but it's making me jump through so many hoops and everything. So right now what's been working for me is I'll post my stuff and then I'll do like the prices and the description of the item and like the scent of the candle or whatever. And then you can message me to purchase, and I offer shipping. So I there's ways around things without a website, but
sometimes, websites are really good if you can get it set up, but social media does make it very, can make it very easy to layer what you do if you do something in Facebook, but you also do it in Instagram. You ought to do a TikTok of, making some candles or doing something with your candles or lighting your candles, how it goes back and forth. So I think TikTok is crazy. You get caught in the whole TikTok land. So let me ask you this. If you could tell 12-year-old Jade anything, what would you tell her?
Probably not to worry so much, because the progress and the things that you're going to accomplish later in life will be much easier than you think they're going to be. And you'll have special people along the way that'll come into your life and help you with that, for sure.
I think that's beautiful. I've asked that question. I change it up sometimes a little bit depending on various things. But I love what you said about slowing down and not worrying about it as much because of the special people that come into your lives. We sort of forget sometimes about all of those peripheral things that sort of happen to make us who we are. And it is hard when you're 12 or 15 or 10 or whatever. Yeah. And there's a lot of pressure on everybody, but there's a lot of pressure on girls to do and be and,
and I was always like the way. Quiet, kind of by myself kid.
Yeah.
I didn't really, I had friends, but I wouldn't just reach out to anybody.
A little more reserved and held back
I just
a little
like
bit.
to stay by myself. And in a sense, I'm kind of still that way. I'm not the most outgoing person, but Andrew's definitely helped me with that.
Good.
He's introduced me to a lot of awesome people over the course of our relationship, but also with my business. Like, being a business owner, you have to put yourself out there and put yourself out on a limb, and
you do
create things and interact with people on a daily basis. So,
yeah, you do. And
it helps you grow.
Some of that's a little bit of why I did do this podcast, and I've kind of been like, okay, I'm going to talk to mostly women. It is lovers and significant others, so it could go either way. But I want women especially to feel empowered by themselves and in the things that you're capable of and we're capable of. Sometimes we get we let ourselves get beat down with that, and it just pisses me off whenever I do that to myself, and I don't like to see other people do it either. So I appreciate what you said. That was a great lesson, and if we could somehow wiggle our noses and go back to ourselves at that age and say that. Now, Lord knows whether we'd listen to ourselves. Who knows? But Just somehow put that in your brain and be like, okay,
Just
quieten all the demons down. So, no, I'm never one to shy away from any of the salaciousness of anything. And I told you I'll talk about anything, anytime, with anybody, and I am not shy about using any kind of words either. So I'm going to ask you this now, so you can. What's your guilty pleasure? You can phrase it any way you want to.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a boring person, I promise. I guess I just do like boring things, but
you have not said one thing here today that's been boring.
Honestly, just getting a nice warm bubble bath and taking my book or taking my Kindle, whatever it is, and just spending like hours reading is really bad. Well, not bad
That's
how
not
much
bad.
I read, but I read a lot. And
what are you reading right now?
So I'm in a book club with my family. It's like the women of my family.
Yeah.
We just started it to kind of help my grandma cope with everything. So we're kind of going over to her house.
Nice way to do that.
Reading a book. But it's called The Getaway Girls.
Okay.
So I'm reading that one. But I'm also reading a book by Clive Barker, the guy who
the
did
Hellraiser guy.
Yeah. He wrote a book called The Hellbound Heart, and it's like a love story with Pinhead, ironically. But
oh my gosh,
it's pretty good. So, and I also like to read like 4 things at once.
A time.
So
you're a bookworm.
Yeah.
That's all right.
But definitely, like, I love bubble baths, bath salt, bath bombs.
Okay. All right. Do you make Andrew go run the bath water for you?
I don't have to make him do anything. But
like, sometimes
if he's feeling a little generous, he'll go up there and run.
Say, yes, I'll take care of it for you, honey.
He's really good. He's a gentleman. He definitely is.
That's good. I mean, they need to be. They need to take care of us. That's what I say. Too. I like that part of it. Makes me feel for somebody to take care of me is definitely the way I like to be loved, and whatever.
Especially when we work so hard, right?
That's right. That's right. So, Jade, it has been pretty fabulous talking to you today.
Yeah.
I've met you. I've spoken to you in person just a few times, and we've done some messaging. I always say met, but sometimes I think, you know what, talking on Facebook sometimes it's not truly meeting somebody.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
It is a little different. So I'm super excited that I get to call you friend now.
Yeah.
And I thank you so much for being here and giving your time and giving yourself in such a gracious way and lovely way. And
yeah, thank you for doing this. This is an awesome project. It really is, and I'm excited for you. And
thank you.
I'll be looking forward to my episode, but I'll also be looking forward to seeing who else you get on here and get talking to. So that'll be exciting.
Well, I'll make sure that you get everything. So thank you. Tell Andrew we said hey.
I will. All right, definitely.
Have a great week.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks for listening to Bandwives. Look for our next episode. Until then, this is Poster Girl wishing you a beautiful, badass life.